In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to properly fill in your text and designs for engraving with your Silhouette Cameo. Now let's go ahead and get started. The supplies you will need are your Silhouette Studio software, and you will have to have Designer Edition or above in order to follow along with this tutorial. If you do not have Designer Edition or above, I will be doing a different tutorial to show you how to do a different technique with Basic Edition. Now what I'm going to be teaching you is to fill in your designs and your wording for your engraving. And these are some examples of engravings that I've done. So when you engrave, you want to make sure that your designs and your wordings are filled in so that you get a full filled in effect and they don't look hollow. So like the inside of the wording here is filled in. I have a chevron cross right here that is filled in. The letters here, the numbers, the outline heart is filled in, just so that everything looks full and it's not just hollow wording like your outline. So that is what I'm going to teach you today. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here with this design. So when we have a design, normally we have our red cut lines around it. So if we put our vinyl on our mat, we send it through to be cut, we know that our hollow spaces that we see on a screen would actually be where our vinyl color would be. And we can choose our design and then we can fill it in with color here. And we can kind of get a sample of what it may look like with a certain color of vinyl. Well, with engravings, that's not so. However, with engravings, if we were to send this through exactly like this, the only thing that we would have when it got finished engraving would be exactly what we see here. There'd be nothing filled in. Now, if you like that look, by all means, go ahead, resize, and engrave as is. But most people want the full effect of the engraving, so you need to fill this in. So that is what we're going to do. So you can do this with any design. Just make sure that you have your cut lines on, you have no color filled in on the inside. You want to make that transparent. If it is not, select your design, come over here to your fill color, and just choose the transparent box here. And that will take any color out. It doesn't matter what color the cut lines are set, just make sure that there is some type of color selected for your cut lines here so that you can see your design. Now, it doesn't matter what size it is to start out with. You just don't want it to be extremely small because you want to see the changes, because at the end we're going to make it smaller to fit what we're going to engrave on. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and work on filling this in. So with my design selected, if your design is not selected, go ahead and select it. Make sure that it is active. That means make sure that the box is around it. And we're going to come over here to the right hand side tool panel, and we're going to choose the sketch panel. The sketch panel is right here. On the right hand tool panel, you will see a squiggly line, and you're going to select that. Then your sketch box will come up, and then you will have all your options here. The first box option is your edge sketch. We are going to choose the circle. Now, once you select that, you will not see any changes made to your design 99% of the time. You will click on it and you will not see any changes made. No big deal. Make sure you click on it. Now, the next set of boxes you will see, it says fill sketch. Now, we have several different options here, but not all options are for us to fill in our design. Now I'm going to jump over here to another section and show you our different fill-in options. So these are the 4 fill-in options that we have to choose from. Like I said, we have 8 different options in the fill sketch panel box. However, not all these options are available for us to use for engraving. What we do have available that does work for engraving are crosshatch, which is here, diamond hatch, we have zigzag, and then we have the grill designs. Now, you just have to decide what type of look that you're going for. I personally stay towards the crosshatch and the diamond hatch because these two give a tighter, more closed, full look with your engraving. And whenever it comes out, it doesn't look like diamonds or little bitty grids. It actually looks closed in a full engrave. But nevertheless, these are your 4 engraving fill-in options that you can use. So play around with them, see what you like, and decide what you would like to use. So let's go back over to our design. So with our design selected, we are going to go ahead and go to our fill sketch option. I'm going to go ahead and choose the crosshatch Now, as you see, whenever I selected it, it filled in my design with the crosshatch pattern. And as you can see, everywhere in my design that it needed to, it filled in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the second tab on my sketch box and go to the advanced options. As you see here, there's different options that I can choose, and I do this every time. I go down to spacing and I choose that slider and slide it all the way over to the left. I go down to sweep and I just slightly move the sweep around just to move my shapes around to where they look tighter and more closed in, especially around the edges. You can play around with it and see what you like. Sometimes you can move the angle around and it makes a difference. Just play around with them and see what you like best. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go up here to your right hand tool panel and click on your transform panel. Once that's open, you're going to go to your second tab to your scale window, which is the diagonal arrow. And now you're going to choose 300%. Click on that. Once you have done that, you're going to go back to your tool panel on the right hand side and open up your sketch panel once again. Once you have that open, you're going to go to the very bottom of the sketch panel and click on Release Sketch. You're going to wait 10 seconds. Then you're going to go back to your transform panel on the right hand toolbar, go back to your second tab, which is the scale window again, and now you're going to choose 33%, which is going to move your design back to your original size. And what you will notice is that your design color is darker than what it originally is. So if it was red like mine was, now you can see mine seems to be darker. That is because I enlarged my design, I released the sketch, and I closed the design back down to the original size. So I made that sketch closer and tighter together so it's tinier inside of my design. So whenever it sketches out with my engraving tool, it's going to give it a fuller, a more uniform look, filled in and engraved all in one. So now with your design still selected, you're going to come over to your design, you're going to right click, and you're going to select duplicate. Now you see two of your designs. Take your mouse and you're going to select both of your designs, okay? Your transform panel should still be open, but what you need to do now is select the first tab, which would be align, and then you just need to go to horizontal, align center, and click that. So that puts one design on top of the other. So that means you have your original design and then you have a copy of it on top of the other. Now, I'm going to put this design on a 1-inch square metal blank. So obviously I need to resize this. So I'm going to grab a corner node and start to make it smaller. And I'm just going to move it up toward the vicinity. I have my 1-inch square made here, and I'm just going to move it here. I'm going to make sure to select both of my designs because you do not want to group both designs or they won't engrave out separately. I'm going to go ahead and make placement just roughly and zoom in so I can see. And now I can start placing my design where I need it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send this through to be engraved. Here's the necklace, engraved and finished. I know that it seems like a lot of steps, or it may seem confusing at first. If you're just learning how to engrave with your Silhouette Cameo, it may seem like a huge learning curve for you. It really isn't. Once you get the hang of it, it will come to you naturally. You'll just remember it. And if you need any help, please let me know. You can leave a comment below. You can email me. You can message me on my personal Facebook. You can message me on our Crafty Chaotic Life Facebook page. Join my Facebook group if you haven't already. You can ask me there. I'm more than happy to help you in any way that I can. It's no problem at all. I want you to be able to be comfortable with what you're doing and what you're making and love doing it and be able to broaden what you offer your family, your friends, your customers, and what you can make on your machine. Don't hesitate. Don't be embarrassed to ask questions. If you need help, ask. I have no problem helping you. So with that being said, I hope that this has helped you. I hope that those of you that have had a little bit trouble with the learning curve with my previous video of filling in engraving designs because it was from the older software, hope this has helped you a little bit more. And like I said, if you have any comments, questions, and or concerns, please do not ever hesitate to contact me in any way. I'll be more than happy to help you. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And until next time, happy crafting.